What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over on Twitter, I saw a post by Charlie Intel that really pointed out why Call of Duty has such a hard time honing it in on, who they really are, their true identity. Year after year after year, no matter who makes the game, and I understand, different development teams have different visions for their titles, like, for example, back in the day with Infinity Ward and Treyarch, Infinity Ward always made a little bit more of a, not as fast-paced, obviously. It's still arcadey, extremely arcadey as Call of Duty at the end of the day. But Treyarch was always, they made more, condensed maps, traditional 3-lane maps, a lot more fast-paced. It's just their styles. But regardless of the differences between the teams, they still had a similar vision on what Call of Duty was, what it is, and, what the community wants out of the franchise. Fast forward to current date, the franchise is all over the place. It truthfully doesn't have an identity anymore. And it's one of the biggest reasons, besides go-based matchmaking, for a lot of people just dropping off like flies from this overall franchise because they don't know what to expect anymore. And like I said, from what I saw on Twitter, this is 1010% the reason why. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you do enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more content revolving around Call of Duty or even X-Defined, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time, and we are so close to that 45,000 subscriber mark. We are inching closer and closer every single day that goes by. So I appreciate all the support you guys give me. And of course, last but not least, we will be streaming today over on Kick. So if you guys want to get some different vibes besides these videos on YouTube, you can find my Kick channel down in the description of this video. That stream usually goes live around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see right here from Charlie Intel, he put out a post saying, there are a total of 15 development teams at Activision working on various projects in the Call of Duty world. Responding to this post by Rouse Valve, saying 25 plus if we're including studio expansions. Ladies and gentlemen, this already explains it enough. In my personal opinion, you can see the studios right here, man. Activision Central Design, Activision Localization Dublin, Activision QA, Activision Shanghai Studio, Beanox, Demonware, Digital Legend Entertainment, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Solid State Studios, Team Ricochet, Toys for Bob, and guys, this right here is why we cannot get a consistent Call of Duty title. And this might be working fantastic for them. I don't know. Behind the scenes, this might be the best thing in the world, having this many developers that can expand on the universe. And I understand Activision, well, I guess Microsoft now, has a vision for COD. They don't want it to just, sit here and stay the same. They want to continuously evolve it and turn it into its own little world. I want to be shocked if, they already hinted at it a long time ago, putting out, movies, actual cinema for Call of Duty games. Never happened. I don't know if it ever will. But, I want to be shocked if at some point in time it branches out to that, if it branches out to other things. Call of Duty is a very big name. I get that they want to go ahead and take advantage of that. But with having this many people working on these games, it causes confusion for the overall community. They don't know what to expect out of a COD game anymore. Like my example from earlier. Back in the day, Call of Duty 4 to World at War. World at War to Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 to Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 2. Every single game, I had confidence that, whoever was developing it was going to back it up in a good way that was going to feel like almost a traditional Call of Duty game, what I was expecting out of it. Of course, there's going to be differences and, creative changes here and there to make it feel like it's a new game. You can't just copy and paste the same thing, even though basically that's what COD is. But, they still had to change things, whether it was streaks, perks, map layouts, whatever it was. They changed stuff around to make it feel a little bit new. But down to its core, it was still COD. Fast forward to current date, we're bouncing around between milsim-style CODs back to arcade-style CODs. They try to find an in-between of those style of CODs. They're focusing on Warzone. Now we're trying to, branch off to extractions, bring in a little bit of a ground war. And all of these things have to be balanced out in a way that it still feels like Call of Duty. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of developers who all have, passion for the project and all have different ideas on where the game should go. It's just, it sucks, but it won't work with that many people. At least if they want to, make sure it's consistent for the hardcore Call of Duty fan base. If they're trying to branch off and, keep hitting trends and stuff, yeah, I guess, that's what they want to do. I guess it's working. But For a good classic Call of Duty feel to, make sure the hardcore fans are satisfied, a lot of us, this just isn't the move. And the thing is that they have more people now, right? I mean, how many devs were for Modern Warfare 2? 3,000? Something around that number. It was insane. Now Microsoft purchased out Activision. Can you only imagine how much they're going to expand? I can't even picture how many people are going to be working on Call of Duty soon. And you would think that, yeah, it would make it better because you have more people testing it, more people working on it, more people to make sure it's polished, more people to update it. But like I said, the creative vision gets dragged in too many different directions. Game design is a creative field. It's an art. It just is what it is. People who go into game design want to be creative. So if you have thousands of individuals trying to be creative, you are never going to have a singular vision. Even though a lot of it does come down to management, directing the game, but even then, you have multiple different management teams trying to create visions for a Call of Duty game. You have managements trying to work on Warzone, you have managements trying to work on multiplayer, campaign, and you have all different head devs trying to put these things together with their own visions, their own thoughts on the game. And you get a game that's pieced together that feels drastically different no matter where you go in it. Nothing feels consistent. Back in the day, and when I refer to back in the day, usually I'm talking about like COD 4 through Black Ops 2, but back in the day, the average amount of devs was like 200 to 300 devs. Like 1 to 2 development teams, mostly just one, the single development teams, whether it was Infinity Ward or Treyarch. And they would put together the game. And again, yeah, that's still a decent amount of people, but having a singular team work on a project like that allows them to stay on track, to keep a similar vision, compared to now where we have 15 different teams working on everything revolving around COD. Again, each team is going to have their own way of seeing things, and even if all the management tries to stay on track, for anybody out there in the workforce, you know that that's hard to do. You know it. When you work for a big corporation that has different, so many different chains, and you have different managers across the board, yeah, they try to have a similar vision, right? They're trying to work together. They're trying to be cohesive, but 9 times out of 10, it fumbles a lot. And the same thing will happen here. You got 15 different development teams. They are going to try to stay on track, but usually it doesn't turn out that way. And just to rewind just a little bit, when I was mentioning, them fixing up the game, you would think that they would fix it with thousands of devs. Let's be real here. They don't really do anything that much different than what they did back in the day. These patches, these updates, the quickness of how they fix bugs, yeah, maybe increased a little bit, but I don't think it's that drastically different. They have all these devs, yet we still can't be as efficient as we used to be back in Call of Duty's prime. I just think this is the reason. This is one of the biggest causes to why we just can't get a similar direction when it comes to this franchise, and it feels like it's being thrown all around the place. It's hard for COD to be COD when it's trying to be everything else out there. Rainbow Six Siege trying to pull in some Battlefield, trying to be the next big BR, trying to pull in extraction shooter fans. It has so many head devs trying to think of different ways of making Call of Duty work in those different marketplaces, and that is not going to bring you a consistent title. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, let me know what you guys think about this overall topic. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Again, even when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, this game is going to be made by 3 different teams? I think it was said that Infinity Ward pretty much put together the campaign, Sledgehammer put together the multiplayer, and Treyarch is putting together the zombies. It's kind of like back in the day with the OG Modern Warfare 3, except Treyarch wasn't in the picture, but Sledgehammer made the OG Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and Infinity Ward, the newish team that was trying to be put together after the OG team left with Modern Warfare 2, they put together the campaign. It's kind of similar, so, I guess it's not the worst deal here. But again, that's 2 teams. We're talking about 15 plus different teams, 25 plus different teams. I'm just not sure that, Call of Duty can stay on the right track with that many minds trying to, point it in a singular direction. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. We are on the grind of 45,000 subs, so as I said earlier, all of your support means the world, and hopefully we can hit that before Modern Warfare 3 actually comes out. And last but not least, we are going to be streaming today, like I said earlier as well, around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you want to go ahead and catch the stream, I have a link to that, as well as all my other socials down in the description of this video. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.